Hello, my fellow explorer. How are we today? I hope we're well. Today, we're going to be exploring the beautiful subject of attention and the power of attention. We hear that sentence so much. Where our attention goes, energy flows. The power of our attention, the power of what we focus on in this now moment. And I want to start inwardly of what we focus on and then work outwardly. When it comes to what we focus on the inside, what we focus on is what we are choosing to identify with and claim to be true within ourselves. This non-verbal, silent observer that we are at our quintessential truth as being human. We are choosing in any given moment a stratosphere of things to focus on. What thoughts are we focusing on? What beliefs are we identifying with? It all comes down to what we are focusing on in the real-time, eternal now moment. And my fellow explorer, we are on the journey of becoming less unconscious and more conscious. When our lives are out of control, and we feel like everything's out of our control, we feel stuck, we don't know where to go, and we're in this deep unconscious state, we're deep within the dream. We are not aware of what we are focused on in the now moment. We are not focused on what we are identifying with. We're not focused on every little nuances of what's happening inside of us. And the journey is becoming more conscious about what we are focused on in this now moment. What thoughts are we identifying with? What thoughts are we focused on? When it comes to inside our mind and everything that's going on within inside our mind, it comes down to choices. It all comes down to a choice of what we are focusing on. We either focus on negative thoughts and beliefs or positive thoughts and beliefs. We could break it down. That's very black and white. I'm not trying to be very kind of like ambiguous and very kind of like flippant, saying that in such a flippant way, and it's trying to make it so as less convoluted as I can, but whilst diving in, dipping my toe into a little bit of convolution along the way. Our mind works with multitudinous tens of thousands of choices being made in this very now moment, all of which pretty much all are on a autonomous basis. And it's our journey of becoming more aware of what our mind is choosing. Where are we guiding our attention with our will? With our will. It's with our will that we guide what we are focusing on in this now moment. Because it's a really influential, profoundly influential, in fact, about how our life will unfold. The more we have that's unconscious within us, the more frustrated we'll be with what is occurring in the external world, because we won't be able to fathom it, because we haven't cleared our attention, cleared our awareness enough to be able to use our will to locate where this discord or inharmony is coming from with what we are experiencing in the external world. Because one thing I've learned is the more that I've cleared my awareness, the more that I've become aware about how reality starts within me, within my subjective state, from the feeling state of where I'm at. I then start to be it becomes more and more obvious about the connection between what I feel and what's occurring in my external world through people, persons, situations, and circumstances. And it's a radical, honest. It's a journey of radical honesty, my explorers. It really is. It's this journey of honesty, of like coming closer to the quintessential connection between what's happening within me and what's going on outside there. What happens out there is directly congruent with what I'm choosing to focus on inside me. What thoughts, what feelings, what beliefs am I tuning into and focusing on, which are then being reflected into my external world? When it comes to the emotional strata, what emotion we're tuned into will then determine what thoughts come up within our frequency for us to choose and select. The map of consciousness is really, really handy for this. It's really, really handy. Each level of consciousness designated from an emotional state will determine what we're tuned into and what choices come in. So if we're in a condition or state of anger, we're tuned into that frequency and radio station, which will then determine the choices that are open for us to choose and receive. This is why I often talk about prioritizing how you feel. This is touching on it again. This is touching on that subject again. The emotional state that we're in will determine what selection is up for us to choose when it comes to thoughts, beliefs, and all this stuff and how it will unfold. The basis and content of our consciousness will determine this. When we're in a permanent state of anger, we will naturally have angry thoughts, angry feelings, and we will experience that within our external world. We'll have angry incidences, we'll have angry people, we'll have lots and lots of discord within us. And vice versa, it goes for higher vibrational. If we talk about when we're tuned into love, joy and peace, we will naturally have a world that's congruent with that vibration. So through this emotional strata is essentially just changing and altering what choices are available to us. When we're tuned into joy, love and peace, we will have choices when it comes to what's coming up. What will be on the buffet of choice will be thoughts and beliefs that are in line and congruent with that level of consciousness and that vibration. And this is where emotional intelligence comes in as well, like the importance of emotional intelligence, of knowing where you are at any given moment and being aware of momentum, because it's not about avoiding and denying, let's say, for example, the emotion of anger and that vibration. It's about developing the awareness that you can catch yourself when you are going in more so into anger. You can catch the anger emotion just as it's manifesting, as the vibration starts to come up and you're tuning into that. You catch as soon as the dial starts to turn onto anger, you catch it and then you can tune it back to and come back to love, joy, peace, and those vibrational states and those choices to focus on. The scale of consciousness really is such a beautiful representation of the abundance of choice that we have within the human domain. And we are feeling emotional beings, and I'm sure you know that. 100%. Do you know that? Yeah. But the emotional intelligence and the deepened awareness of what you're experiencing in the now moment is one of the most important qualities to nurture. Nurturing your attention, nurturing your awareness. This is where breath work, meditation, mindfulness, all those practices that will be a choice for you at some point to come into, help you develop your awareness of you, to figure out and utilize your will of where you are on the emotional scale and level of consciousness. You'll notice that maybe you'll go for weeks within, let's say, anger and hatred maybe. Oh, yeah. Who doesn't want that? Yeah, who doesn't want to like dwell in that? Like, oh, there's like that kind of secret kick we get out of it. Like loads of shots of coffee all at once. And that's one of the reasons why we unconsciously have a little secret kick, and we come back to that as a choice because we get a little bit of undercover enjoyment of it. And that's why early on in the game it can go on for longer periods of time, because that alluringness, that shot of coffee we get from, let's say, anger, keeps pulling us back. But then we have too much coffee. We feel like we've had enough. You know, we wear it out. So we decide now, things come up, it's time for new choices. Alex, it's time for a new choice. It's time to make a new choice now. We've had enough coffee. We've had enough anger. We've had enough bitterness. We've had enough all of that. We want to start really cultivating the grounds now to minimize that down. We want anger to be able to come in, but we don't want it to stick like Velcro. We want it to just be able, just like, ooh, just pull it off and let it float off into the ether. Come back into alignment with what I am, that true quintessential center that I am in truth. Taking away those illusions, letting the illusions just fall off and not stick, which they did before for maybe longer periods of time. But we're shortening the gap. We're closing the gap of how long we stay in that kind of emotional state and that kind of quality of the human experience, but not labeling it bad, not labeling anything good or bad. Just think about the changing degree of water. At one level, water is frozen and it's hard. Then it gets softer as it works its way down. And before you know it, it's water. Then it goes into steam, and then it turns into a cloud, precipitates rain. Ooh, different qualities, my friends. That's all it is, man. That is all it is. We are navigating through different layers of the sea. Different layers of the sea when it comes to the emotional strata, and navigating through different degrees of attention and choices, where our attention is, improving our attention and focus through all the juicy good stuff that we have coming in to help us do that, to fine tune our art of focus. And once we do this, once we really start to fine tune this is when we go from being unconsciously creating our lives to becoming more a conscious creator. We shift into being so fine tuned with knowing where our attention and our awareness is at any given moment. We can start to guide it. We can start to really catch ourselves, and we can be more utilize our will to bring in, okay, so I'm going to be very determined, and I'm going to bring my focus here. I want to focus on this because this is what I want in my life. This is what I want. So I'm going to utilize my focus so we become more of a conscious creator. When we start to understand the power of our awareness and the power of our focus, check out a book, Neville Goddard, The Power of Awareness. He dives into this beautifully, about this quality of attention, of awareness, and why it's so important to really cultivate your awareness and your attention at any given moment, because of the profound implications of how your attention is essentially what you're focusing on is creating your reality. So you want to go from confusion to clarity. You don't want to be confused anymore. You don't want to be, oh my God, why is life doing this to me? You want to be like, okay, I'm more influential than what I thought here. So I can now step into this by fine-tuning my attention and my awareness. And your awareness and attention brought you here, which tells me that you are ready to start fine-tuning your awareness. Maybe you're at the start of your journey. Maybe this is brand new to you. And that's totally cool. What can I tell you now is that, wow, are you in for the most exciting ride of your life? Now that these choices are coming into you, there's the perfection behind this video dropping into you right now. You're ready to receive this information. You're ready to receive lost knowledge. And you're ready to start stepping into your power, and you're ready to start shaping your reality with conscious attention and awareness. My fellow explorer, here we are exploring and navigating the beautiful human terrain of emotion and this reality, conscious creating, going from unconscious to conscious, sending you so much love, my friends, on your journey, and trust in the timing of this video and allow for whatever next is gonna start coming to you. I already can't wait to see you in the next video, and I'll see you there.